Hi guys, it's Mari and you're watching Mari Bomb, and in the course of making this video, I threw up 5 times, fell asleep 3 times, and before recording this audio, I have been asleep all day. I only got up to eat and to watch Instagram Reels. So I don't know what that said about me, but anyways, I hope you know that all of this struggle and tribulation, all these trials sent to me by God, it was also that I could draw this catboy. And I think that's really funny because I'm a university student. I write poetry and I read historical pieces of art, and I have philosophical and ethical conversations about morality and politics, and I write about the issues around me, and then over the summer I stop and I struggled to simply draw a catboy. Anyways, the reason I have struggled so much is for this character named Dusk. He's the eldest brother of the Sallow family, and what can I even say about him? Anyways, I don't even know where to start. Before I even get into talking about Dusk, I want to thank you guys, because I think my latest video, the Harmony video, that one has, like, at the moment it says 169, but then when I click on it, the analytics it has 221. Either way, thank you. It's currently 9:49 p.m. EST, so thanks guys. That's really cool. I didn't think I was gonna get more than like 50 something, and to my 32 subscribers, I love you guys. Wow, oh gosh. Anyways, like I said, this reference was a difficult time, because I had just like with Harmony, I started one, and whereas with Harmonies I actually finished that one before I decided I wanted to remake it. I actually I didn't finish the one with Dusk. It was just that, like, I didn't like it that much, and it's not bad. It's not like a bad reference, or it wasn't like bad art. It was just that I didn't like the way I drew him, so I had to restart. Because the thing is, although I really love my OCs and I have a lot of them, I also don't give them the attention that they need for half the year. So a lot of the time what'll happen is, like, I'll draw them, I'll doodle them here and there, but then, like, their stories still need to be rewritten greatly. And for context, Dusk, I made him in like 4th or 5th grade. He's my first like real OC, because I had transferred elementary schools, and I met this girl, and you're talking, we became friends, and she was like, do you know what yaoi is? And I was like, no, what's yaoi? And I want to point out, the only real reason that I think we became friends is because it was elementary school and we were the only like girls of color in our class who liked anime, really, and who were like weird. And so I think that's the main reason why we became friends, because honestly we were not compatible at all as people. And obviously, like, I'm grown now, I'm not gonna talk about elementary school beef, but it's something I think about sometimes. And she's like, do you know what yaoi is? And I'm like, no. And so she introduces me to like yaoi and like Google Plus and Google Hangouts, and I think that's the reason we're here now. Not gonna thank her, because I said I'm not gonna talk about middle school beef, but I didn't say that I was gonna not hold a grudge. So if she's watching this, hi, don't talk to me, don't DM me, don't try and be like, you're still thinking about this, cause honestly I don't ever think about this actually. I just want to hold a grudge because it's funny. Anyways, moving on. But that is why Dusk was created, for yaoi. And I will say, I didn't consider myself a fujoshi. I don't consider myself a fujoshi, but I just think that's really funny. And so in a way, yaoi is the reason that I am here today. Yaoi is the reason I'm an artist. So imagine like that scene in Family Guy where Lois is like, whoever you are, thank you. That's me to whoever made yaoi. Who was the first yaoi artist? I'm curious. I need to stop talking about yaoi. It's the first 5 minutes of the video and I've just been talking about yaoi. Moving on. My main struggle with this reference was that I just was not in a state of where I was able to do it, because I don't know, for some reason, like the night before I finished this, which I finished this like technically as I'm recording this, like a couple hours ago when I finished up the color and whatnot, but then when I like started it, it was like I just it was rough. Yesterday was rough because I had thrown up like 5 times, and I still don't know why. Because I'm not like sick, I don't have like anything. It was just like really, really ouch, and I don't know how else to describe it, because that's literally all I can say, just ouch. Because I think it might have been because, and I don't know if this is TMI, I doubt this is TMI, but I had went out with my friend the day before yesterday, and I had like brunch, and then I came home and we just hung out for a bit, and then I went to have dinner, and it was like there was no food. Like there was food, but there wasn't food, you know? It was like one of those situations where it's like we have ramen and stuff, but like if I have ramen, I'm actually gonna like throw up. So instead I ate like an orange, and I was gonna go to bed, but then I was like, wait, I have the urge to create. Okay, bars. And then so then I drew up some like stuff for my OC melody, and I just didn't work on Dusk. And then by the time like that urge was gone, I was spent, and I went to bed, and it was like 3 a.m. And then I ended up only getting an hour of sleep, because then my dogs were barking for the rest of the morning, and yeah. So, not awesome. And then I woke up, had breakfast, threw up. I threw up. And I was just miserable, and I texted my friends. I'm like, hey, would you guys be concerned if that happened? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, well, too bad. And now I'm sitting here. It's currently 9:55 p.m. I have a soda next to me, and the world is great. The world is fine. But moving on, let's talk about Dusk. Let's talk about the focus of this video. So, like I said, I don't give my OCs the proper attention that they need for half of the year. So, a lot of this is like also, in a way, me redesigning. The only character whose design, like, they've all had like basically like core elements of their design, like, for years now. Like, Dusk has for years had this like long shaggy hair and his little scruffy beard and his tattoo on his neck, but the main thing that changes is like their base outfits, because in my head they all have like base outfits, and then they also have like, and I draw them in different outfits because they're like little paper dolls that I can dress up and have fun with. And initially I had this image of Dusk where I was like, I want him to be wearing like a crew neck with like an undershirt and cargo pants, because I thought that was like peak male fashion at the time. But I've changed my mind. Okay, because the main reason I suck at drawing men is because throughout middle school, high school, elementary, throughout my formative years, I have never understood male fashion, you know? Because in your day-to-day life, you don't usually see a lot of guys who dress really cool. I think I see more now than I did before, just because, you know, once you leave high school, it's like a lot of people have like this realization that they want to be a little bit cooler. And so it was like in high school, like I'm just surrounded by guys wearing the same sweatpants and like essentials hoodie and stuff like that. Maybe on the rare occasion, a pair of jeans, and on the really, really rare occasion, though this is mostly like the band kids that I hung out with, love them, bless your hearts, like maybe they'd put on like a nice sweater or a button up, but that was all I ever saw. And so I don't know what possessed me when I was drawing Dusk, but I was like, I want him to like have like I want him to be like a male manipulator. I want him to dress like a male manipulator, and I want him to kind of like be like not the worst person you've ever met, but like just kind of a little bit annoying. And I think I succeeded a little bit, because I think like he looks a little bit annoying. Like he looks cool, but also in an annoying way. And I think I mostly succeeded through like having like the boxers peek out slightly out of the jeans, and then the tie belt, which don't get me wrong, tie belts are really cool. I respect people who can pull those off, because I think it's definitely not an everyone thing, it's definitely not a me thing, because I don't wear a lot of jeans, I don't wear a lot of pants in general, I mostly wear like skirts, and then when I do wear pants, I seldom wear jeans. I wear like flowy, like weird bell-bottom style things that I find at like Hot Topic, and I don't know, and then I was like, you know what, I need to give him like this like this, I don't want to say slutty, but I'm gonna say slutty. I need to make his shirt like cropped just right, and then you know what else? I'm gonna put an undershirt underneath. No, I have no idea what this undershirt actually looks like, because I'm looking at his design right now, and I'm like, the sleeves are like kind of like loose and baggy, but then like the actual shirt is like tight, and that's probably why he wears that as an undershirt. And you know what? That's magical. That's magical and cool, and I think that this is my peak. This might be my peak, because like I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, because something about men's fashion, when they like when you have like that little like bit of undershirt showing out from underneath like the collar of the shirt on top, that is peak men's fashion. That is the thing. Men peaked when they did that. And I'm not gonna lie, that's the main reason. This design is very self-indulgent. It's very much just like, if I was a guy and I was like really attractive, I would like upgrade my attractiveness like by 10, by 100 by dressing like this. And that's really it. That's literally just what this is. This is just like, if I was AMAB, you would catch me dressing like this. I'm not even joking. That's really it. His, like I said, very self-indulgent design, but those are the ones that you have the most fun drawing. Even though like I did not enjoy like as much like designing his shirt, which I think that's around like that's when I start coloring, which isn't for a while yet in the video. I think around the 20-minute mark. Yeah, I think so. Or like right before it, yeah. Okay, I found it. 17-minute mark. That's when I start like putting in the details on a shirt. And I was like, what do I want to do for this? And I was like, at first I wanted to do those like kind of like 2000s shirt where it has like the print on it and it's like crosses and rhinestones and stuff, because I love that kind of shirt. I have one of those, and it's like one of my go-tos for when I just need to like dress comfy. And for some reason it didn't happen. So then I was like, okay, I need to look into like cyber sigilism, and I don't know exactly what cyber sigilism is. I really like the tattoos though, they look really cool, so I kind of did something like that. It's not really cyber sigilism because that was way too detailed and complicated for me, but I put my time into just doing this, and I had a lot of fun doing it in the end, even though it did stress me out a lot. But the most important part was just like, I don't know, although I was really dreading for some reason doing this, I think I was just like in such like a rut, forcing myself to actually just do it, get it done, and be like, I need to make this video and post this, because then I still have like, I have 3 more OCs out of the 5 that are currently on my Artfight, and then I want to add more, because I feel like although 5 is a good amount, personally I want to add more. I want people to be able to understand like the dynamics between these characters just from like, I don't know, just from their Artfight pages in a way. And I'm gonna eventually hopefully have different documents for all of them once I am able to put down the phone. I might have to like lock my phone away for a little bit while I start working on these, but it is what it is. It's fine. And I don't know. I genuinely just don't know what to say, because it's the way that Dusk just is. Like, he's really cool looking, but he's, like I said, he's like kind of like annoying in the sense that like he's a very diligent worker, right? He works at this like coffee cafe place, and he is in his last year of college working off campus, and he's just kind of like, he's chill, you know, and he's a really diligent worker, but then like at the end of the shift he's like, all right, I'm going. And then, you know, he goes through the tip jar, takes like what he earned, and then he takes like an extra like $4 in quarters because he's like, I don't want to take dollar bills. So he takes the $4 in quarters, and then he goes to like the vending machine at like at a convenience store or something. Like, it's like not a convenience store, because do convenience stores have vending machines? I don't know, but he goes to a vending machine somewhere, and he's like, I want to get like an energy drink or something. And I don't know about how it is for like normally, but every time I've like gotten a Celsius from a vending machine, it's always been like $4, at least like at my university. So he'll use those quarters, his like what 20 something quarters, I don't know, 16, I'm silly. He'll use those 16 quarters and he will buy just an orange creamsicle Celsius with the extra that he took from the tip jar. And it's like, yes, he deserves it, but does he really? And then he's just low-key like sometimes like a little bit annoying. Like he'll be really obnoxious. He's definitely like been like, oh, my music taste is just it's so elite, and like, have you heard of this band? Like, it's really underground. It's called I don't know if you really know. It's called 21 Pilots. And that was like definitely when he was younger. I think he's definitely like chill now, but he was probably so obnoxious. And I have like this thing in my head where I'm kind of just like, maybe Dusk is a reminder that gay people can also be male manipulators. You know, because I feel like sometimes we as a community, we forget that sometimes gay people are also annoying, and I learned that the hard way, and that's not me. I don't know. I'm just like, and he's not a male manipulator, and I'm not saying that like all gay people are mean, because obviously that's not true. But it's like sometimes you just bump into someone, and you think they're cool, and you become friends, and they're like the most obnoxious person ever. And Dusk is not the most obnoxious person ever, but I think his design just emanates that he'd be like really annoying to talk to. So yeah, because like sometimes like you see someone and they're like really hot, and then they're like and then they just grind your gears, and I don't think I don't know. I tried to emulate that. I tried to do my best, guys. I don't know. But he's fine. He's chill. He doesn't really have a lot going on, actually. Like, yeah, like he said that his sister's dead or whatever, but like he's focused on that bag, okay? He's like, these college loans, my debt will not pay itself off. As if like we're picking up an extra shift and working minimum wage at a cafe is gonna cover it, but it's better than nothing, I should be working at a cafe right now. I was like, I'm gonna work at a cafe over the summer. Lo and behold, no one's hiring except for Starbucks, and I don't want to work at Starbucks. So what are we doing? Nothing. We're making YouTube videos, and I'm checking Indeed like every couple of hours, only to discover that no one's gotten back to me. And I'm like, okay, so I'll just be broke then. Like, whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's fine, because I think at the end of the day, we're having fun, and that's it. I also low-key didn't give this one a background, like a proper background, where like I did with Harmony, because I was just so tired by the end of this. Because like I said, I finished this just like a little bit ago, and I was just like, I'm too tired. I think I actually went back to sleep after finishing this, because I've been so tired all day today. And he's low-key just kind of like that now. Which, it's fine. I feel like for Artfight, when you're making a reference sheet, it doesn't have to be like extremely detailed. Like, you just have to highlight like the important parts, have to give him like, good outfit, colors, whatnot, and you're good to go. But I don't know. I like being extra. I like giving background sometimes, but after what Dusk has done to me, does not deserve it. Does not deserve the luxury of that, okay? I'm joking. I do love him a lot. So I think from this point forward, after this, I'm gonna obviously take a break from the Sallows for a bit, because although I would love to focus more on their family dynamic and, talk about their story, I also don't have any of the other Sallows on Artfight right now. I don't have Dawn or Melody or Cliff on there. So I'm gonna opt to instead, I'm gonna work on Ilaria, because I love Ilaria a lot. I have like a sketchbook tour that I want to post. It's like I hope you can't hear like the shifting of my leg, but it's a middle school sketchbook that I had, and I recorded that video with one of my friends, and ideally that's gonna go up in the next couple of days, if not the day after this is posted, because I still need to edit it. We just recorded it and called it a day. But so in that sketchbook is like, that's Harmony's old designs, that's Dusk's old designs, and also Ilaria, because my other two that are up on my Artfight, Zadria and Sari, they're new. I think I made them like my sophomore or junior year of high school. And then at some point, like I said, I want to add the other Sallows. I want to add Melody, Cliff, and maybe Dawn, because Dawn does have a design. I just like it was in my other sketchbook tour, my very first sketchbook tour, and yeah. And I think I also maybe want to add some of my like general use OCs, the ones that I just use for like when I am talking to random people online. I'm like, do you want to roleplay? Oh my gosh, my water bottle just fell over. Anyways, let me continue that bit. Do you want to roleplay? Then put your Discord in my iPhone 16 Pro Max. Like, I turned into a Hongdae guy. Sorry, I'm normal, guys. I'm normal. I'm so normal. I'm not normal. I'm talking about the catboy that I'm drawing, who was inspired by Yaoi. But you know what? That's like the magic of like freedom and like America, really. Because America isn't about like, it's not about guns, it's not about, you know, freedom. It's about talking about the little cat boy that you drew in 5th grade because of Yaoi. I need to get a grip. I actually like need to get a grip. Like, this is bad. Anyways, so I think Ilaria is definitely up next, because Ilaria is another character who I have given so little attention to her. And for an OC that I've had for years, I haven't had her as long as I've had Dusk, obviously, since he was my first, but I've had her also since middle school, and she doesn't get any attention ever. And I don't know if her brother Luke is on my Artfight or not. I hope not, because he's also very underdeveloped, because a lot of these ideas I'm like reshaping from when I was a kid, and I'm refining them and polishing them, and it's getting better, I think. I don't really know, but I hope that you guys choose to stick around. Also, shout out to my friend Dart at Darts and Bullets on Instagram, on TikTok, on I don't know if it has Twitter, but also on YouTube, because Dart was fully the person who I opened my phone after I woke up from one of my many naps today, and I get a message from it, and it's like, you have like 90 something views on your last video, and I'm like, what do you mean? And it sends me a screenshot, and then I open YouTube Studio, and I'm like, wait, oh my lord. But thank you guys, like I appreciate it. Like I said earlier, I didn't think it was gonna get that many views, because I was like really a little bit lazy with everything, but we ball, and what matters when we ball is that we don't fall. We don't let the ball fall, you know? Some people are like, let the ball drop. No, the ball's not gonna drop, the video is. That was bad. That was a really bad joke. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed my really bad commentary. If you have any questions about Dusk or the Sallows and their lore, then I don't know what that voice was. Don't talk to me. And then feel free to ask. Feel free to talk to me, because yeah, I just realized I forgot to put like the stripes on the rest of the belt, so I might do that, or I might not. Maybe it'll just be like that, and I'll have to deal with it, and that'll just be the consequence of my actions. Anyways, bye. Have a wonderful rest of your day, night, whatever. Mwah.